Yes, people, it's GG at GG on Wrestling on Twitter. Make sure you subscribe to the channel, and I'll give you a quick second to drop a like on the video. Thank you very much, much appreciated. It's 2022, and we're back with more predictions and wishes for the year in wrestling. If you haven't checked out my video, it's in the description below, and there's plenty more to come on the channel, so make sure you ring that bell to stay notified of any new content. Before I introduce my guest today, because I do have some friends helping me with some predictions and wishes for this year, make sure you check out figtees.co.uk for custom figure shirts. Wide selection on there, great service, and you can even use code GGPod to save yourself some money. My pleasure to introduce today's guest, representing my favorite podcast. Should be your favorite podcast. It's the one and only. Obviously representing WRESTHINGS, it's Anarfi.
Yeah,
Big up yourself, man. Thanks for coming on.
Thanks for having me on, bro.
Always a pleasure. Pleasure to finally have you on my channel. Make sure you're subscribed to WRESTHINGS, the best podcast on the net. Tell them a little bit about WRESTHINGS, man, if people don't know.
Yeah, WRESTHINGS, we are it's weird. We went from being podcasters to content creators. So we're kind of doing everything at the moment. We release podcast episodes every Wednesday. We do podcast episodes every Wednesday, release them on a Friday. And in the meantime, during the week, we put out little pieces of content, which is everything wrestling related. Or sometimes we kind of double into other stuff like Kylie Minogue, Girls Aloud, Sugar Babes, films. We talk about everything, but the main premise is wrestling. And it's just at the beginning, it was like four of us, four friends. We used to watch wrestling at uni together. So we then, got older, but went through life and stuff, and somehow came back together because of the love of wrestling, and started putting out content. So yeah, that's how it happened.
Yeah, it's a beautiful story, man. And yeah, as soon as I stumbled across WRESTHINGS, I was just taken aback because I couldn't believe there was just real people from England like that speak like me talking about wrestling. And yeah, I've been a big fan ever since. And yeah, all the other video content, so the 5 on it is a great series that you guys do. So like you said, dabbling in other subjects, there's a 5 on it about battle rap wrestling bars, for example, so make sure you check that out. And NK's recently dropped a 5 on it for Wrestle Kingdom matches, so that I see what you're doing, man. Love the levels.
Appreciate it.
Before we get into your predictions and wishes, this is how it will work. So I've asked some guests to provide me with 2 predictions for 2022, 2 wishes for 2022. The crazier, the better. So in December, I'm going to obviously collate all the responses, see who was correct, who was wrong. You will get 2 points for a correct prediction. And if one of your wishes comes true, you will get 5 points. So maybe we'll come up with a little leaderboard. The winner may get a little gift. Who knows? But we'll see. Cool. So if you want to hit me with one of your first predictions.
My first prediction is I believe that MJF will become AEW champion in 2022. It only makes sense, man. Like, what are they waiting for? And I also do feel like a few championships need to be hot potatoed, man. Like, it needs to be passed around a lot now. People need to be running in, and just like they need to be on Baz, as I normally say, Shambaz, isn't it? So yeah, we can't okay, it's nice having the champion for a while, but there needs to be a change in it because we do get bored. And I'm sorry to say, big up all to the Hangman, all the Hangman fans. I'm slightly getting bored of the Adam Hangman Page, title reign, isn't it? So he hasn't really said it once.
Yeah, I hear it, man. Like,
you know what I mean?
I think we're all expecting. I think some of it is that AEW love to subvert expectations. I think we're all expecting, right, this is going to be his first big win against a big name, against Danielson. Then it went to a draw, so we was all a bit like, what's going on? But they're obviously just trying to tell a different story. But I think you're right, man. It's not been the greatest run. How we got here, brilliant.
Amazing. Oh, yeah. Chef's
wonderful. Wonderful.
Directors, everything involved.
Yeah, man. Pick up everyone. But yeah, I don't know, man. It's not delivered so far. He's still got the crowd behind him. But yeah, I think you're right, man. If they just quickly snatch that belt, give it to MJF, then people will want Hangman to win it again, maybe. And
I feel like if he defeated Bryan Danielson, amazing. That would have literally set him off. Like, it would have been over times 1,000. Obviously, he's over now, but times 1,000. Like no one's touching the minute. Do you know what I mean? Even if it happened in that last count, so like it's like 5, 4, 3, and he hits the buckshot lariat, yeah, and he wins 1, and he hits on 1, 2, 3, and he wins. Amazing. But the fact that they went on a draw, yeah, I can't lie. I was like, bro, it shouldn't be like it should have ended there. Like, do you know what I mean? Brian Danielson
Don't know. I do kind of see their vision somewhat. Like Danielson struggled to beat Kenny in a set time. He struggled to beat Hangman in a set time. So the issue there is it kind of pushes the story more towards Danielson. But the thing is, like, the way they addressed everything last week, like we was in the group chat with like saying, what about this? They're gonna have to do this now, they're gonna have to do this. And they addressed everything in that promo after. Like Hangman was saying, I was thinking this week about Inferno matches, cage matches, and then the simplest thing they could have pulled out, oh, we'll just do judges. And now that match is gonna be crazy because we know they can go to a time limit draw, so it's not unheard of. So are the judges kind of come into play? Who are the judges? And the match is just going to be like Hangman hit the buckshot, Hangman hit the buckshot, and so I don't know. It's difficult to gauge, man. I completely get what you're saying. And what do you think MJF will bring to the AEW World Title?
Oh, bro, like I want him to go all Ric Flair, man. I want him to go flossy everything, like shit on everyone, like as in come to Rampage or Dynamite in a limo or even a private jet, because we got a glimpse of it. I think what match was it when he was coming out? I think it was a Darby Allin match. No, when he was in his hometown. Like they done this little vignette where he came out the limo, and after he was walking to the that was sick. Like he needs to go full throttle.
Turn up the swag.
Yeah, turn it up a bit. Burberry, a whole Burberry suit. Like I think he can go because he's on this level now. He can go another level if he becomes champion, and that's what I'm waiting for. And when he becomes champion, no one could talk to him. He can go to like there's talks about him, like, you know, after his contract ends in 2024, he might jump ship. He might stay in AEW. But if he does jump ship, he's done bits. He's become the champion of a former company. So when he goes to another company, he can use that as leverage. If he goes to WWE, he'll be like, cool. I want to be that main. I want to be the main poster boy. I want to be this person because in my previous company, I've done this. Do you know what I mean? He's got backing there, and he's got backing from the fans. So yeah.
So that's a funny one then, because I'm somewhat expecting with this bidding war of 2024 for him to be holding the belt to kind of mirror the CM Punk stuff. Ooh. So then is the question: will he be a 2-time holder by then? Because I'm kind of with you. I think this is a strong prediction, but do we think he's probably going to need the belt at that time? So is he going to win it again, or are they going to hold out that long?
Do you know what's crazy? Cool. Okay, I'm just thinking here. When CM Punk was gonna leave with the WWE Championship, didn't he have like a Money in the Bank situation, or they done it at Money in the Bank? What was the situation?
They done it at Money in the Bank, yeah.
And he wasn't holding the Money in the Bank briefcase.
No, it was just a match.
Okay, cool. So, then yeah, what I was gonna say it wasn't gonna make sense. But
MJF wins the Money in the Bank.
No, Money Bank. What's that thing that Adam Page won? The circle.
Oh, the chip or whatever it is.
Chip thing. So he wins the chip thing, yeah. And before an event, like obviously, like say 6 months before his contract ends, he cashes in early, or not cashes in, but he has the match early. He wins that title match. Then from that moment all the way till his contract ends, he's saying that stuff like, "Oh, cool, I'm gonna leave here with the blah 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 blah. I'm not gonna sign a new contract because TK wants to do this." Blah blah blah. And after it creates, do you know what I mean? The bars like, right, is he actually gonna go to WWE with this belt? That's gonna, do you know what I mean? So. That could possibly work, but I don't know.
It's going to be mad exciting, bro. Yeah, I'm gassed for it. Like the way he's planted the seeds already, man. Like long-term storytelling, man. Nabil, get the clip.
Justin, get the clip. I'll be dead honest with you, yeah. If there's one person that's always bringing me back to AEW, yeah, it isn't CM Punk, it isn't Bryan Danielson, it isn't. Okay, Kenny Omega was there at a point. It's MJF for me, man. Honestly, I've gone from not liking this guy or not even bothering this guy to looking forward to what this guy's going to say or what this guy's going to do. Like, it's amazing. I think another thing that helped as well, because I watched a documentary. There's one guy on a documentary about him. I thought it was unofficial, but it was actually official. They went to MJ's house. They went to his old school.
I've seen that from back in the day.
Yeah, I watched that again and I was like, I actually respect this guy. Like, he's come far, man. Like, he's done bits. Even I watched a few of his MLW matches as well. Still good. You know what I mean?
He's
So
just he's nailed his character,
I'm a
man.
fan.
For him to just not turn it off, you know.
Yeah, yeah.
How confident are you with this prediction?
Very
I'm
confident.
personally think it's quite out
Yeah.
of 10. What do you reckon? Like 10 being most likely to happen.
You know what it is, yeah? I'm very confident, but I'm gonna go with 8. I think 8's always safe. If you say 9, you're doing too much. 8 is safe. 7 is too low. So 8. Yeah. It's weird.
Cool.
Yeah.
Right, that's fair enough. We'll lock that prediction in. What is your next prediction
Oh,
for
come
this
on.
year?
This one here is, if this one doesn't happen, then I don't know, but like we're just expect one more match in it. Undertaker will be entering the Hall of Fame in a couple weeks time. Just know that, like, WrestleMania is coming up very soon. Undertaker's from Texas, He's from Texas, right? WrestleMania is
Mhm.
gonna be hosted in Texas and hosted by Stone Cold Steve Austin. And who right to bring him out as as one of the Hall of Fame, Class Hall of Fame of 2022? Stone Cold Steve Austin. Or even Kane, you know what I mean? So
Yeah,
yeah,
I think
man.
it's got to be Kane, man,
Yeah,
that inducts him.
true. There's been
Yeah,
rumors
that's
about Undertaker like taking a coaching sort of job at WWE,
oh,
coaching a
is it?
big stuff. Not is it coaching them? Or he only comes in when he talks like to the big guys in the company, saying you should move like this, you should do this, you should do that. I think he's done it a few times, but I think they're trying to give him a permanent role, something like that. I don't know what I heard
Bro,
this information from. It's all alleged.
he deserves it, man. The experience he's got, like, do you know what I
Yeah,
mean? It can't be just downplayed. Like, that's
yeah,
the experience is what you need to do a job. Like, that's how you gain, you know, your accolades in a job is experience. And yeah, I think a lot of wrestlers look up to him, and he's always been so well respected backstage. That's
yeah,
what really, you know, the documentary, The Last Ride, when
yeah.
what solidified it for me is him as a goat was just how much respect he gets backstage. Like
No,
everyone calling him the Godfather, and there's a clip of him just sat there in the booth, and people are just walking past him.
yeah,
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 that just solidified him as one of the goats to me, man. Yeah, this is long overdue. How is Undertaker not in the Hall of Fame? How is Kane in the Hall of Fame before the Undertaker? I know obviously Undertaker's possibly been a bit more active than
yeah.
Kane in recent years, probably. But yeah, well overdue. Do you think there's a reason why it hasn't happened yet? Or is it
I
just
think for me, Kane's one happened early because I know Kane wanted to leave WWE to go into politics, which just happened.
Mm,
But for the Undertaker always felt like after watching his documentary, he always felt like he always had one more match in him. But he hasn't been in a while. So this is now like the final. Do you know what I mean? This now feels like cool. This might be the final thing in it. So,
do you know
yeah,
that's another thing I loved about that documentary as well. Like we all had it in our minds, like I personally did. Undertaker, you don't need to. You know, when his last couple matches that weren't great, his WrestleMania with Roman and that, it was like, Taker, you don't need to do this, bruv. Like,
yeah,
you
yeah.
don't need the money. You don't. I always thought it was about the money, and then when you watch that documentary, it was all
It's
about pride,
pride and ego.
pride,
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
and he just would not stop. Like the way he was talking about it, bruv. I need to watch that documentary again,
yeah,
bruv. That's crazy documentary.
yeah.
How likely do you think this will happen? I think this is
Um,
another strong prediction, man. You're getting points.
you know, what it is I'm scared because like I'm not scared because I just got a feeling. Yeah, actually no. Okay, I'm just gonna speak like this. Don't no one shoot me in the comments. I'm gonna call the date. This is January the 4th, 2022. I feel like WWE in a good place right now. Very good place in terms of hear me out. In terms of like the talent they've got and how how they're putting people. For example, we've seen a great fatal 5-way which just happened on the weekend. I enjoy that with the biggest stars in the company. Cool. We don't need legends no more. Okay, we might need a Goldberg here and there. Goldberg gave us a match at Crown Jewel, which was good. I respect it, but on the whole, we don't need the Undertaker and these other guys no more. Like the new kids are here, or the old kids, whatever you want to call them, kids. They're here. They just let them do their bits, man. We don't need them guys in it. So I feel like it's the final show. He's had his final match. Even the Survivor Series thing, cementing that as well. So why you can't? What else you come back for? He can come
Yeah,
back for like a thing where it's like cool. Oh, the Undertaker went Undertaker's town. Let's
yeah,
create some sort of thing. But yeah, it's done. It's done for me.
yeah. I think this is another good prediction, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's both of them are likely to happen. So let's move on to the wish list. So these can be as wild as you want them to be. Just your wishes for 2022 in wrestling. So hit me with one of them.
Cool. So the first one I've got, just pulling it up, is that. Sorry, my son.
It's all right, man.
Cool. The first one I've got, is that WWE 2K22 becomes the best wrestling game under 2K. It's a mad shout. It's very crazy to be saying. So a lot of people are going to watch it and be like, what the hell is this guy talking about? But listen, like, from what I've seen so far and from what I've heard, big up Smack Talks, by the way, always providing us with some amazing gossip and information. This game sounds like it's going to be one of the best games.
Graphically, like the clips we've seen, it looks strong. But I don't know, man. You're like me. You've played quite a lot of wrestling games, and last year's 2K20 was so poor, like so glitchy. Like even like 2K19, what I loved about it was the real like sandbox type of stuff where loading up, like downloading created characters from AEW, New Japan, making your own belts and promotions and stuff like that. And then 2K20, even stuff like that was just didn't work properly, and it was just didn't run, man. Like I don't know, I'm worried about it just because of experience. But and the roster as well, man. How are they going to manage this roster? Like, there's so many people been released.
There's rumors. The rumors, okay, cool. This is all alleged, man. Man, don't shoot me. But the rumors are that a lot of people that have been released are still going to be in the game.
Okay.
They signed the waiver or whatever they've signed, whatever they need to sign. So they're still going to be in the game. So imagine Adam Cole still being on here. What's the guy that left? Hit Row might even be on there. We don't even know. Who's the guy that was I forgot his name, the champion before Isaiah first got North American champion, forgot his name.
Oh, Jonah.
Yeah. He might still be on the game. Like there's even a Rey Mysterio showcase we might get.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna get the old SmackDown logo of the fist. We might get Halloween Havoc.
That means we've got to have Kurt Angle. We've got to have Eddie Guerrero.
Yes, bro. Imagine that. And even like we had a couple of years ago, we had the Stone Cold Steve Austin showcase, which is one of the best showcases WWE's ever done. Like I had to buy a 2K16. Yeah, I've got a PS5. I had to buy 2K16 from CX.
All right, flossing. All right, flossing.
I'm sorry, bro, but I had to relive that game. And yeah, if they're getting a showcase for Rey Mysterio, I'm there. And even for what they're showing us, like even the way it looks like in the ring, like the way they're punching, the way they move, amazing. So I don't know. From what I've seen so far, that's just my personal thing. Innit? I think it's one of the best.
My only concern, what you said about, fair enough if they can still be in the game, but how far into production are they? Where are Hit Row going to be able to have their proper entrance, or do you know what I mean? So I don't know. Obviously, that we'll learn in time, but
it's all up in the air at the moment. From what I've heard, like they've still got their thing. I don't know if it's only Hit Row that's going to be in it. It might be of someone else that's probably released. I'm not expecting someone like Andrade to be on it or Braun Strowman because they left quite a while ago, innit? So Adam Cole did leave a while ago as well, but yeah, the few people that have left are still definitely going to be in the game. And we're going to get two entrances. Apparently, we're going to get two entrances. So do you know the new SmackDown entrance right now, the slope?
Yeah,
we might get that, and we might get the other one that was on Fox as well. The ones with the So yeah, I'm looking forward to it, man.
The thing is, they really have to pull it out the bag just to kind of instill some like just greatness back to that brand and just get everyone on side again. So it's very important that they do deliver, because otherwise this franchise is in the mud. Before I just see how confident you are with that, what is your favorite wrestling game of all time?
Oh, bro, this one here is a hard question, man. It's crazy because I thought it was SmackDown versus Raw 2006, and I realized how hard it was to unlock WrestleMania 9. So I'm just gonna put that back in. I'm gonna put that in the bin.
2006 was the one you still had the heel babyface dynamic, or not? Like you could cheat and your heel meter.
So. Yeah, it was.
I love that shit.
You can unlock bare people in it. Like there was the Hulk Hogan on it, Bret Hart. There was bare people on it. The roster was sick. I'm honest. But if you want to talk about the best wrestling game, the best wrestling game, bro, you gotta give this SmackDown Shut Your Mouth, man. Like, okay, cool. Fair enough, there was meant to be people in the game, but the actual game itself, sick. The game, the motion, like the controls, amazing. Career mode, amazing. When NWO turned up, like it felt like you felt proper involved. Do you know what I mean? And it's rare that you feel involved in a wrestling game. It's been rare like that for a very long time. The emotions were involved. That's what I'm trying to talk about. So
Yeah, that's where I joined the franchise. I think because I was N64, and then I didn't really have a PlayStation, so I didn't have Just Bring It. I started with Shut Your Mouth, and then the rest is history.
Just Bring It was pants. Just Bring It was basically a glorified SmackDown 2 on a new console, and
Just
had
better
Limp
graphics.
Bizkit was on it, and nothing else was pants, man. So I wouldn't really count that as a WWE. I didn't even count that as a WWE game anyway. I always forget. I always say SmackDown 1, SmackDown 2, SmackDown Shut Your Mouth. I always forget that.
Just erased it from your memory.
Yeah, bro.
Never existed.
Yeah.
How likely do you think your wish is to come true for 2K22?
Okay, you know when I said 7 is like low, yeah? I'm just actually going to give it a 7 because with me, a Delboy gets angry all the time, innit? I get my hopes up too much. But some days
that's a good thing, though. That's a good thing, bro. I'm a glass half empty kind of cat, innit? So I envy people like you.
It's hard because, like, if they don't fulfill it, what happens next? I'm gonna have to go back to play 2K16. Do you get what I mean? So I don't know. I'm gonna give it a 7 out of 10. Hopefully it does happen. If not, then we'll make the game worthwhile, in it, like what I did with 2K20. So yeah, man. If it doesn't happen, it doesn't happen. But I'm still looking forward to it.
Cool.
Coming out March.
Sorry,
it's coming out in March apparently.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Oh, geez, I didn't realize it was that quick. Cool. So your final wish for this year?
My final wish. The Rock to return back to WWE and have a program with the man himself, Tribal Chief Roman Reigns.
How important is it to WWE, do you think, to do this match this year?
I think it's very important. Roman's been okay, cool. The Anarfi family and the whole Samoan heritage, like, it's very big, right? And the biggest person to come from that whole dynasty or heritage, whatever, is The Rock. And second from The Rock right now is Roman Reigns, right? So it only makes sense to put these two together and see what we can get out of it. I'm expecting promo galore from Rock, but from Roman Reigns, I don't know how Roman Reigns is gonna stand in the ring with The Rock and Rock's gonna be saying stuff to him. Do you get what I mean? So
if I'm worried for him, if The Rock is stood across from Roman Reigns with a mic in his hand, it's game over. You're gonna see the levels.
You know what they should do? They shouldn't. This is gonna sound so weird. Wrestling's not like this, but in order to save both, they should have Roman cutting promos when The Rock's not there. So, of course, 1 week Roman will cut a promo, next week The Rock will cut a promo. If they're both in the ring at the same time, it's just gonna ruin the whole story. Like everyone's just gonna, Rock's gonna embarrass him. I'm sorry.
That might be a good shout because then if they finally are face to face, Rock could talk his shit and then Roman could just spear him. Like he doesn't even have to talk. But even if I was even looking forward to just seeing what Heyman and The Rock, like they're back and forth. But obviously, I don't know if we're going to see that now, depending on what happens. But I was looking forward to seeing Heyman in The Rock because, like Roman could just be like, I don't even want to chat to you, innit? Like my boy will chat to you for me. And then Roman doesn't have to say nothing. But that I am concerned about that. But yeah, I think they need it desperately, man. I think they need that big money match. I think the only big money match they've got at the moment is either Lesnar, Drew.
Yeah.
And that's pretty much it.
Bobby Lashley, even like I know Biggie's lost the title, but Biggie just like, getting the one up on Brock Lesnar could possibly be a thing as well. It's kind of hard to be saying that because Brock Lesnar's like the final boss, isn't it? But to see them two in a proper singles match, what's it, men slap? Was it meat slap or whatever he says, isn't it? Yeah.
Meaty men slapping meat.
Yeah, that. So yeah, I think it'll be good, man. But I don't know. You never know. And also another thing I was thinking about as well, it's gonna be so crazy seeing Jay and Jimmy like picking sides, because obviously The Rock is someone like a role model to these guys, role model to them, innit?
Yeah.
And Roman's been treating these guys like they're younguns, innit? And like there's some waste, man. So The Rock coming in and saying, Jimmy, look what these guys, look what this guy's done to you. Look what this guy's done to you. Well, do you know what I mean? Just to bring them back to reality and stuff, and seeing where their allegiance lies in it. So it'll be sick to see it.
Do you know what wouldn't even be a bad shout is even if you keep the Usos on that side and then The Rock's got to find backup, maybe Street Profits, I think would be entertaining with The Rock.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
could you imagine him and Montez like
Yeah, bouncing off, yeah. Because everyone's saying Montez wants Montez to be like the next Rock in it. So it'd be nice to have that sort. Yeah,
I'm screwing that they never just obviously they've ruined the Hurt business anyway, but
Mm.
I always wanted them to not even just steal it word for word, but just do the Rock Nation run, but with Ford Montez in Hurt business.
Hurt
And,
business, yeah.
I mean, have Montez overshadowing Lashley eventually, and you know
Just get rid of him,
yeah, man. But
You know,
it's what it is.
it can still, do you know, it can still happen. So, like, in order for Montez to get the Rock, they'll go for the Rock thing. Montez will need to turn heel. Will need to turn his back on Angelo Dawkins, then ride the heel thing for time. Then after a while, just try and win the crowd over, get in the title match and try and win the crowd over. Like how the Rock got he got portrayed by Vince, in it. That's how he turned face again, innit?
But he was getting cheers anyway, which I think Montez would do. I think if Montez was a heel, he's so charismatic and just like kind of funny with it. I think he would just still be over anyway. So it would be that kind of organic baby face, like The Rock did, isn't it?
Yeah, sure. Yeah.
How confident are you that this is happening this year?
Not confident, mate. Not confident at all. But I think 2023, because WrestleMania is in Miami or Hollywood, wherever it is. So I think this year, I'm giving this a 5, bro. Half. That's a half chance it can possibly happen.
I think it's a wish we all share. So I do hope it comes true. Like this year would be great. I think they do need it, but it's difficult, isn't it? Like you said, with the Lesners and the Goldbergs, do they need The Rock? Like it's difficult, man, because they need to be pushing new stars. And I'm an advocate for that. I always complain about it. Like Roman's the only one, but in the same breath, I still want to see The Rock come back.
And I know I did say this is going to sound like I'm a hypocrite, yeah. But I know I did say that early on. I said we don't need the legends no more. But a part of me doesn't count The Rock as a legend yet. Is that the same with you?
Oh, you're probably right.
Is he
I don't know if he's. Nah, I don't think so.
I don't think he's a Hall. I don't feel like he retired. Like, as in, do you get what I mean? It's weird.
And when you think of legends, you think of old man busted hip, and The Rock still out here doing skyscrapers and Fast and Furious and that. So that's probably that legend name has a bit of stigma to it. I think maybe.
When I think of legend, I think of Bruno Sammartino, Hulk Hogan.
All the oldies.
Yeah, everyone that's been in the Hall of Fame, even Stone Cold's now a legend now. It's weird. I feel like he's now like said, like it's there in it. But The Rock still looks like he can go. It's crazy.
Oh yeah. And I think the match would be great as well, man.
Oh, bro, tell me about it, man.
But yeah, fingers crossed, man. It'll be nice to happen this year.
Yeah.
Cool. Those are all your predictions and wishes. We will obviously look at those throughout the year. Hopefully they come true. You seem fairly confident about a few not so much. But that is it, man. Make sure you subscribe to WrestThings. Make sure you check out figtees.co.uk. Use code GGPod, save yourself some money. WrestThings details will be down below. Make sure you subscribe. Nearly at 1,000 subscribers. They should be on 10 times that by now because of the content they give. But yeah, thank you so much.
We should do best subscribers as well, because the amount of effort you put in and support for people you put in, it doesn't, like, we see it, everyone sees it, man. Honestly, there's big love for you, bro. Honestly,
all deserve it. You all deserve it, man. I'll always be sharing shit that I fucks with. So.
Big love, bro.
But yeah, thank you so much for joining me, man. Appreciate it. Until next time, respect yourself. Don't neglect yourself.